What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League, where the grind does in fact continue, and we are here with some more banger matchups. I'm joined once again by someone I haven't casted with in quite a while, actually. How you doing, Ben Yeagers?
Merely I got 9 hours of sleep last night, so I'm doing pretty fantastic. I'm ready for this matchup. I did my research, which I can't always say I do. It should be a good match though that we have here tonight.
It should, in fact, and heading into the Challenger League, we have the Hellcats going up against Dissolved. Should be a pretty good matchup. Both these teams, starting out the season 1 and 2, both in the negative right now, but one of them is going to pull back to at least being equal. And can you tell me a little bit about the players on each of these teams, Jaegers?
Absolutely. The two players that stand out to me, one is on the Hellcats, Blueberry, 1603. If I'm not mistaken, he was in the league last season, excuse me, and I believe he's number 2 on the highest MMR of Challenger, right behind our very own Magic Pepperoni. And the second player that stands out to me is BMAR99. If I'm not mistaken, was prospect last season, and his goal total was ridiculous.
Yeah, I believe you're correct on all of those fronts. Good job doing your research. This man did have the pad and pen and paper writing stuff down, so he's truly dedicated to the craft. But with that said, I think we do have everyone in the lobby here. We're going to begin things underway very shortly. And one last question for you before we begin here, Jaegers. Who is going to win this matchup?
That's a tough one, Merely. I know you want to bet. I don't think we're doing it tonight. I not 100% sure. I'm taking Dissolved in this one. I think it's going to be a 3-1 Dissolved win.
3-1 dissolved win. All right, well, you heard it here first. We have also been corrected on that front. Bmar was on dissolved last season. I guess I fell prey to the fake news as well. That's unlucky, but it doesn't matter as we're getting into things here. He was Challenger last season, and he'll get his chance to shine in Challenger this season. Starting things off quickly as Blueberry in the corner here trying to make something happen. Won't quite be able to happen as this one coming all the way across. Hardy Point trying to take control here. Looking to actually get a demo on the last defender, and that one was very close to coming through. Blueberry with the follow-up. And the defense in shambles for Dissolved, but they do manage to get the ball out, at least for now.
And yeah, one thing I'm really noticing merely is that Icegriff is in this game. The lowest MMR on the roster. I'm not sure if maybe Swan is the official sub or if he had something going on tonight. But regardless, look for Icegriff to make some plays.
And yeah, I did see that as well, as we almost had that. That might have been a bit of an open net miss there. It looks like it may have been scoreable. Nonetheless, the score will remain even. And Icegriff here, I saw him there. He was the lowest MMR, but you know, sometimes if you find that chemistry with the right players, MMR doesn't matter too much. It's all about who works the best together. We'll have to see if this Icegriff decision will pay off, as Davey almost putting one in the back of the net, but so far the defense holding strong. This is a bit of a quiet game one here. Not much action so far, but you know, it's a sharp contrast, as that's a huge pinch. It's just barely going to go over the top. The read almost there. Some insane plays coming out from Dissolve, just not quite able to make it happen. But that pinch was something of greatness.
It absolutely was, and Yami almost had the read off the double, but the Hellcats did well to get it away. And another thing I am noticing is Davey, also the lowest MMR player on Dissolve, playing for them, and if you look at it, leading the scoreboard right now.
He is, in fact, on the top of the scoreboard, but it won't matter when Blueberry comes through. We talked about him before as well, and he will be the first to strike in game one.
Bmar just the unfortunate miss, and Blueberry strikes first back of the net, and not a man too soon.
Been a defensive game so far, but finally, the first blow is struck, and Bmar there, an awkward position, wasn't able to get the ball out. Dissolved after putting on some pressure of their own. Will concede the first goal, but plenty of time left in this one. Still over half the game to make something happen. Xiami trying to find a little bit of a pass, it looked like over there. Won't quite be able to find his teammate. The ball is sent right back. Here comes Davi, looking for the touch off the backboard. No boost to work with anything. He will be sent away. It's hard pointy, trying to get this one to Blueberry. A little bit of awkwardness. This could be an opportunity for Dissolve. They have to try and get something going here. The lead is not too large, but it's always best to equalize with time remaining. Give yourself some room to work with. So that's just what Yumi's trying to do. Can't quite get it there. Davi trying to get this one out, but just falls back to Bimar. Now here comes Davi once again looking for the corner. Can't quite find the read. Is that one going to escape him? But Dissolve still have pressure here as Yami looks for the fake, but no one challenged him immediately. He'll just be dunked straight out. Davi with a tough read. Very impressive angle he managed to get, but no boost in the goal line. Luckily, the shot not coming through, and I mean, this has been an incredibly defensive game so far. Dissolved, even though they have had some pressure, just haven't been able to find anything yet.
Absolutely, merely. If you look at the shot total, 2 shots apiece of the teams. Like, neither team wants to overextend in game one, and we always talk about it, whether it's stream nerves, whether it's just trying to fuel out the other roster. This has been a very slow game one, and it can only go up from here.
Can only go up for one team. I'm sure Hellcats would have some room to go down if they did manage to get scored on, but right now their defense is looking good. And, you know, we were talking about Icegriff being the lowest MMR player in here, or at least on the Hellcats roster. But I'm going to be completely honest, he looks like the fastest player on the pitch right now. He's just flying around, getting challenges, just making it difficult for Dissolve to get anything going. And here comes Blueberry, can't get the air dribble, gets bumped out. Dissolved, running out of chances. They need to find something quick. Davi can't make that touch there. Will have to be sent right back to the drawing board as Icegriff getting this one center. Hard pointing, can't get the shot on net, but is close as Blueberry sends it off the backboard once again. Icegriff won't be able to make the touch that time. And Hellcats are keeping on this pressure. Only 20 seconds left, and they're looking for another goal. Bimar hardly any boost to work with here. The net is completely open. Davi will manage to get back just in time, but Dissolve needs to do more than just survive now. Have to get something going, have to get something out, and hard pointing just gonna shut that right down. Doesn't have that much in terms of points, but it's a huge play to disallow Dissolve from getting anything going. Time has run out, and the Hellcats will take game one in an incredibly, I'll say once again, an incredibly defensive game one.
Yeah, and I mean, Icegriff just popping off for them. I have been seeing that name a lot in six man. So I mean, sometimes playing with those higher ranked players, those rivals and titans of the league, it makes you play a little bit faster. And like you said, Icegriff looked like the fastest one on the pitch. And on the flip side, Dissolved, all their offense seemed to be from just getting long clears, boomer ball, and trying to meet the ball up in the air. That hasn't worked for them so far, but I mean, it's still game one merely.
Yeah, still game one and plenty of room to work with. It wasn't a blowout by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, other than that one mistake from the Dissolve defense, everything was pretty rock solid on their front, coming out with 4 saves in total, as the Hellcats were putting on a good amount of pressure as well. But both teams staying solid. It's just, it seems like this series might be one where it's just the battle of making the least mistakes, which you could say it's always that. But sometimes it's a lot more chaotic than that. And in this game, everyone seems to be playing very conservatively. Maybe Dissolved here need to introduce some element of chaos to the equation.
And we always talk about merely bringing out the demo plays, putting the other team in chaos. And I mean, if Dissolve can't get anything going on offense, they might want to start pulling out the demo plays.
The demos are always a good last resort, or even first resort if you're the likes of some people. It's a valid as strategy as any. We haven't really seen it be applied here yet. It's this one, a little bit awkward in that Hellcat side of things, but they will manage to get it out. Icegriff looking for another touch, gets it past one. Blueberry there with a shot, and Davi won't be able to get there. A nice play to start off game 2 from the Hellcats.
Yeah, no, and Blueberry just kept putting shots on target last game. He had 4, I believe, getting started early. And I mean, this Hellcats team just picking up right where they left off in game 2.
And they certainly are. It took a while for the first goal to be scored in game 1, but not very long at all in game number 2 here. Hellcats, the ones to do it once again. You're dissolved. You really have to try and change up something as Davi misses the ball on a really, I mean, I'm going to say just easy touch, so you really can't be missing those. Maybe a little bit of stream nerves coming out as another miss from Davi off the backboard. Almost leads to disaster. Luckily, his teammates are there to clear it out. It's hard pointing coming through now. Gonna look for the touch off the corner. Beamar there to meet him, but it's still sent to the middle. Davi gonna get past, and hard pointing gets a touch, but that actually just sets it up perfectly for Yame. And finally, Dissolve does it. They get on the board.
No, merely that was rough. Yami put a shot. It wasn't on target, but I mean, if I'm not sure who that was, but if he just let it go, it was going wide. And I mean that they could have still had the lead there.
Yeah, and it's a ball where it's fine to go for, but you have to be very careful about what your touch does. And in that case, I mean, it just sets it up as a double touch coming through. Beamar couldn't quite finish it off. That was a perfect opportunity, but it will be sent away. Still, good signs of life from Dissolved here, who have managed to claw their way back to at least equilibrium in game number 2 here. Davi coming through, tries to get the last flick. Will get dunked out. They're applying even more pressure now. Starting to get more aggressive. I like what I'm seeing from them. It feels like Dissolved has switched it up just by getting a little bit more aggressive with their challenges, trying to push through this Hellcats defense. And so far, it seems to be working out.
It really is. I mean, that was a dangerous play. It was a hard shot by Icegriff, but I mean, he was already up in the air for it. And Dissolve doing a very good job of getting the ball clear. And right now, they are leading the Hellcats in terms of shots, which isn't much to say, as Dissolved only has 2 shots to their name. But look, it's something.
It's something indeed, and something that they'll be happy to see if they can't get anything else, but they'll be even happier to see another one in the back of the net. They'll be most happy if they can manage to at least take a game here. You never want to go down 2-0. Not the spot you want to find yourself in, as this is a tough read off the sidewall. Icegriff gonna barely make the touch, but he gets blocked out a little bit. Davi now looking for the low shot. Hard pointy there to meet it. This time his goalkeeping is on point. Yami gonna look for something here, trying to get off the corner. Can't quite find the touch middle as Icegriff sends it away. And does get the double touch to keep it moving down the field. Davi now going to come off his own backboard, trying to get the air dribble, but Blueberry already ready to meet him there. As this one almost an open net, but the bounce did not favor the Hellcats. As Beamar will be able to easily save away this shot. Beamar now continuing to press, continuing to look for some type of advantage. But really, it's been, I mean, it has been biting on nails trying to find any sort of advantage in this series so far. Seems like neither team is really ready to give anything, but that's okay, because Blueberry's going to take it anyways, coming through and getting a second for the game.
Really, you said neither team had an advantage, and meanwhile, while you were saying that, I just saw Blueberry floating closer and closer to the ball. The open net there, and he just puts in the back of the net for the second goal of the game.
And Blueberry has been a menace. You can't really let him have those free shots. The defense was in an awkward position to deal with it, and they were not able to send it away at all. Blueberry, you have to imagine, is going to be scoring those layups most of the time, as Yame almost able to get his own there. Not quite able to make contact, though, and that's a play that Dissolved might wish they had back when all is said and done. Still a minute left, but it has not been easy to come by goals in this series. The game been a little bit more generous, but still difficult. Icegriff here, trying to make something happen. And I mean, what is it really here that Dissolved has to do to try and put a hold on this momentum that Hellcats are garnering?
I mean, the Hellcats just putting shots on target, and on defense, they're just outplaying them. Dissolved has shots. They have as many shots as the Hellcats, just not as productive. The main difference is they're just not finding the back of the net.
They haven't so far. That's a huge touch from Blueberry, who has been, on the contrary, getting every touch he needs to. The fast challenge off the ceiling from Icegriff, not allowing any opportunity for Dissolve to plant their feet and try to make something happen. Now 16 seconds left. Dissolved have to try and press the issue. This one going over the top of one, but Blueberry once again in the perfect position, and they're just going to try to suffocate for the remaining seconds. Just not let Dissolve get out of their half. Davi with a slow air dribble. This one still will be up. And Yame will manage to get this one across. Blueberry to the corner. Yame keeping it up. That one a little bit dangerous, but is sent away. Ice Griff going to send this one, and the ball is sent all the way back to Dissolve's half. If they want to make anything happen here, they have to keep it up, but they can't. In a difficult position to be in, they're not able to make the heroic play, and Hellcats win another very close game, this time 2-1.
And Dissolve needs to do something now. They're on the verge of getting swept and going down 1-3 in the season. Granted, it's still very early, but I mean, you want to get that good start. You want to at least break even. Um, and the Hellcats, they're just doing everything right. They're getting all the pressure. They're playing well on defense. Ice Griff is actually popping off. Me and you didn't expect him to start, and right now he's carrying this Hellcats team.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say carrying. I think Ice Griff is playing his role extremely well, but it seems to me like it's more of a team effort, especially with that duo of Ice Griff and Blueberry playing off each other very well. They're just playing solid Rocket League, and they're just waiting for Dissolve to make mistakes, and whenever Dissolve does make those mistakes, they're immediately getting punished for them. And it's kind of as simple as that. If Dissolve keep trying to play the same game that the Hellcats are presenting, which is that basically play style of fundamentally correct Rocket League, they're going to keep getting blown out of the water, in my opinion. They have to try and switch up, get more aggressive there with their rotations. I mean, we saw it in the last game as well, Jaegers. They started to get more aggressive with their rotations. They started to cut earlier and challenge earlier, and they managed to at least get a foothold in the presence of the Hellcats. But then they kind of went back to their passive ways, and it really felt like at least Game 2 was over after that.
No, yeah, I mean, just this Hellcats team is just it just seems like they're doing everything right. They're not overly aggressive. They're playing to their strengths, it seems like, and just waiting for Dissolve to make a mistake. Dissolve's really outplaying themselves right now.
Yeah, it's been those little tiny mistakes that don't even come that often, but when they do happen, they make a big impact on the game for Dissolve. But here's a good opportunity. Beamar will have a chance to shoot. Ice Griff might have had it covered, but this touch off the backboard will allow the play to stay alive. Hard pointy. Gonna clear that one out. And Dissolve, you know, with these chances on net, they're able to get the pressure. They're able to get some shots, but the Hellcats on the other end of things are just remaining so solid on defense every time. Managing to find those clears, managing to find those touches. Let's see what Dissolve can do. Here comes Beamar, hang it off the corner. Davi gonna look to interrupt this one. The pinch is sent right back in Dissolve's half. Blueberry looking for the side. Davi will meet it there. This one's sent all the way across the pitch, but once again, Hardpointy just ready for that one. This one gonna bounce off the corner a little awkwardly. Ice Griff's still ready, and that seems to be the main theme, is just that the Hellcats are ready for everything that Dissolved is throwing at them. If you're Dissolved, you have to try to give the Hellcats something that they aren't going to be prepared for.
No, yeah, this Hellcats rotation is just too clean at the moment. They're playing off each other. They're finding holes in the defense, and really they're putting the pressure. They're pressuring Dissolved, and they're just waiting for them to make a mistake. That's been their game plan, and so far it's been working out for them.
It has been working out fantastically, but they still don't have any goals. And hold up, this one actually going to roll all the way into the Hellcats side of the net, and that's the first advantage Dissolved has had.
And I mean, Davi it's just gonna be an unfortunate play by Ice Griff, and you know, Dissolved is going to take that every day. This is the first lead they had in this series, and hopefully, if you're a Dissolve fan, hopefully they build off of it.
They really have to try to. If you can't build on it, at least hold on to it. Easier said than done against the likes of the Hellcats, who have looked very good in this series so far, but you know, we haven't seen them play from behind yet. They have not been scoring goals at a ridiculously fast rate. They have been scoring quality goals. Here comes Yami, trying to take control in this corner. We'll get a flick past one. Blueberry there to meet it. That one's off the corner. This could be a little bit dangerous for Dissolved. Beamar with A soft touch out. Icegriff looking to outplay in the corner here. Looking to send
Oh,
it down.
good
Hard pointy
pass.
there. That's a huge pass play, but hard pointy couldn't quite get the
Wait,
power. Oh, wait. Wait a
wait.
second. What exactly happened here?
I mean, just a good accurate pass back post. Beemar wasn't expecting. Yami was backwards. He tried to half flip into position. But, I mean, Blueberry just going to catch the dissolve defense slipping.
And catch them slipping indeed. It's an unfortunate outcome. There were 3 players in net there for Dissolve, but no one was ready to cover that small portion of the net. I mean, it went in so slowly. That is a very unfortunate goal to concede. That's got to hit the mental a little bit. The Dissolved have to remember that they're still in this one. There's still plenty of time left. They were able to get 1 lead. They just need to be able to take another one before this is over. Hardpoint sending this one out. Beemar with another soft touch will allow them to retain control. But Blueberry just shutting it down so quickly, getting it center, and that one. Oh, that would have been dangerous if that block did not come out. But it does, and in hindsight of that, Dissolved will be able to stay up.
No.
That's not the touch you want. Dobby can't get
no.
there. The missed corner read, and it all falls apart. It's these mistakes for Dissolved.
And Yami just barely missing the touch. Icegriff capitalizing it past Davi. And I mean, with a minute 21 left, Dissolved will do what they can to fend off the sweep. But I mean, this Hellcats team just has all the momentum nearly.
And this is all too familiar a position for Dissolved by now in this series. It's so frustrating to go down 1 goal and know that if you could just bring it back, and you might be able to take a game. First, they have to do just that. Yame getting this one downfield. That was a huge demo. I think if the shot was on target, it might have been able to sneak through, but there's no time to think about that now if you're Dissolved. Just keep pressing, keep pushing forward, and keep trying to get something going. There's a big miss from the Hellcats. This one will be sent center. Icegriff getting blocked out, but his teammate does manage to come through. Now 39 seconds left. Blueberry looking for the double touch. Yami in a great position to deal with that one, sending it off the backboard. They have to do more than play great defense now. They have to find something on offense. Blueberry with a huge pre-flip out to the center. Will be sent only as so far as a Dissolved player. Beemar will send this to the corner. Awkward read. Beemar trying to make something of it, but he can't find a shot. He can't find anything. Hard pointy getting this one past, and it's wide open net if Blueberry can get there, and of course he can. A thematic ending as Blueberry comes through with the finish.
Dude, just pre-jump from half field. I love it. And with that one, Hellcats are 2 goals up on Dissolved with 11 seconds left. And barring something ridiculous, Hellcats are going to take this one in a sweep.
I don't really think there's no. There's no way. Right?
Right? Davey gets a nice touch off the sidewall past the defense. And just a little bit of life gets breathed into this Dissolved team's reverse sweep chances.
7 seconds. 7 seconds to find 1 more goal to prevent the entire sweep. It is up on 1 second. Wait, that could be it. But Blueberry, of course, he gets the finishing goal and the finishing save. Clutch in times where his team needs him. And the Hellcats, I mean, they were still probably feeling confident, but they managed to pull off the sweep with a bit of a wild ending there, I will say.
Look, that ramped up in the last 10 seconds. That was ridiculous. The comeback was too little too late merely, but that would have been a sight to see.
Yeah, oh man, I wish Blueberry wasn't so good in this series. I would have loved to see the overtime. But unfortunately for Dissolved, who honestly, you got to feel like Dissolved played pretty well. Their defense for the most part was solid. They just weren't able to output goals at the same rate that the Hellcats were. A brilliant performance from those Hellcats. And I think we might actually be getting an interview up in here, since that was a pretty fast game. And indeed we do. We've got Icegriff here up in the booth. How you feeling, Icegriff?
Feeling great.
Good to hear. I mean, after getting the sweep, you gotta be. Can you tell me a little bit about what your guys' game plan was going to this one? Did you really know what to expect?
Well, This is the second time we've played together, and we figured out that we're all very mechanical, so we can trust each other very well, which makes our rotations feel very smooth. That was our game plan: just rotate well and just trust each other.
Yeah, it definitely seemed to work out. I mean, it seemed like rotations wise, you guys always had someone back, ready to deal with any counter attack or anything that might have been dangerous towards the net. Just kind of very solid Rocket League. So if you said this was your second time playing together, is this your guys' main roster?
This is our main roster now. Yep.
Oh, okay, nice. And I gotta ask, so going up against Dissolved, you guys did take them in the sweep. Some close games. But you guys still felt like you won pretty comfortably. I gotta ask, what's the team in Challenger that you're most scared of, or you think will be your biggest challenge right now?
To be honest, we've been really busy with just getting our team built. So I think give it a few more weeks or a few more games, and then we'll have some better competition to compare to. I don't really have a single team we're worried about right now.
Okay, okay, that's fair. Yeah, you gotta focus on yourself first. Jaegers, you got anything you want to ask our champion of the day in Challenger?
Not really a question, just a more of a props to you. You popped off, and I mean, if this is the second time playing with that roster, I, I might be speaking for all challenger teams out there, but I'm terrified to face you later on in the regular season.
Yeah, well, we're pretty happy with how things have turned out with the trading. So.
Yeah, I think you guys have every right to. All right. Well, thanks for joining us in the booth, Ice Griff. It was a pleasure watching you play, and good luck with the rest of your season. Of
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
course. All right, and that was Ice Griff himself, the man who popped off today in the series. Really big impact on the game, and really that one was just pretty fun overall to watch. I gotta say, Jaegers.
No, it really was. I mean, it was a sweep, but it wasn't a blowout. You know, every game was close, and either team could have won each game. It just worked out that way. That was a just so happened to be a sweep.
Yeah, it was very different from the last game I casted with the Rocker Man, where the average goals per game was 9.3, I believe. Quite a different. It was nice to see a defensive series.
Oh yeah, I mean, it makes you more excited when you actually see a goal. Whenever it's not 10 of them in a game, so it's
Absolutely.
more hard to come by. So
All right, and before we do head to a break, big shout out to Blazin' Biscuit coming through with a whopping 32 months subscription. Thank you for that once again, Biscuit, the goat of Nemesis, some might argue. I would argue.
I would argue that
And that's an
absolutely.
insane streak. I think that's definitely up there for longest standing subscriber. Probably Rockerman's a little bit longer, but absolute goat on the subs, on the sticks. But yeah, coming up after this, I believe we are staying in the Challenger League.
Uh, yeah, looks
We
like it.
are, yes. Okay, coming up after this, we do have another Challenger game. We've got the Gryphons versus Orbit. Should be another good matchup. So make sure you stick around, guys, and we will be right back after this short break.
See ya.